So are we clear? This one is a bit of a short-term future planning lah. So only another 2 more weeks, okay? This week we're going through compo, next week compre, and the last week you're gonna do oral. Okay? All right, we will start off with our grammar. Okay, we start with our grammar first. Where is it? Oh, one more person is coming in. Hold on, who is that? Who is that? Wan Xing, is it? Tong Wan Xing. Oh, one more thing, when you come in, could you please change to your real name as well? Okay, real name as in your actual name. Some of you might have signed in with your parents' account or something. Tong Wan Xing. Okay, she's still connecting to audio though. Never mind. We'll continue first, okay? Later on, then I'll check with her what's her actual name because I don't have a Wan Xing on my list. Okay, now, grammar MCQs, the first question, okay, first question is actually testing you on some of your prepositions, right? You have to select the appropriate preposition for this sentence. Raiden say the answer is C. Anybody else thinks the answer is C? Yes. Okay. Okay, Wan Xing, you're in already. I see your audio is connected. Can you just let me know what your real name is? Because I don't have a Wan Xing on my list. Are you Jovi? Yes. Yeah, I think you are Jovi, right? Okay, right. Okay, so how long can you hold your breath? And of course, in this case, the preposition will be under. Because when we talk about holding our breath, right, it's always underwater. But of course, you can also try to hold your breath when you're on land. But since the object is water, the preposition that we use is always underwater. We don't say underneath water. Underneath water means that if this is the water, it's underneath here, which doesn't make sense. It's usually just under the water here. Okay, so the answer is C. Any questions with this? Everybody's okay? Let me see somebody type in the chat. Who is that? Under. Okay, yes, Jing Yang said under. Okay, next one. A crowd want to watch the irate customer. Oh, one more person is coming in. Franson. Do I have? Yes, I have a Franson here. Franson, you're also Jovi and Franson both are just here for trial, right? Okay. Yeah, I was just sharing with your classmates here about the plan. So if you're here for trial, actually you're at lesson number 46 now, tutorial 46. Okay, we have 2 more tutorials before the year ends. So now we're doing a little bit of a preparatory to P5. Primary 5 English gets even more challenging. Okay, in fact, from P4 to P5, all the subjects become challenging. Math, science, I'm not too sure about Chinese, but math and science gets tougher. Okay, especially for science, you realize that suddenly the topics that you learn about are going to be very difficult to understand, right? As compared to primary 4 science. Okay, so you need to be prepared. Okay, so now that you are in P4 going P5, you need to be prepared for your primary 5. Math also, I think math gets more challenging. Considering you can use calculators, right? They will make sure the sums are even more difficult for you. Okay, so always be prepared. Always if you are prepared, if you are if you have practiced enough, I think you should be fine. Okay. Okay, now next one. A crowd want to watch the irate customer. Now, when we talk about the word irate, what does it mean? Anybody knows what's the meaning of irate? Okay, irate. Okay, some of you might think that the pronunciation is irate because of the I that has the E sound. It's actually not. Okay, the pronunciation of this word is actually irate. Irate means you are feeling Okay, great anger. That means the customer is really angry. Okay, you are feeling great anger. Irate customer. So of course, if the customer is really angry, a crowd will gather to watch, right? So which of these verb forms are correct? Okay, let me see. Some of you type in the chat. Answer is B, B. Okay, most of you said B. Okay, Tong Wan Xing is coming back in. Okay, yeah. Okay, most of you said B. Very good. Okay, I do have some of you who have chosen the answer as have. Now, let me explain. Okay, because when it's a crowd, it's actually a group. It's just like a school of fish, a bevy of girls, a herd of elephants. All these are it's like a collective noun. Okay, so if it's a collective noun, it's actually considered one group only. So a crowd is actually one group. Although a crowd, maybe in your head, you might be thinking, wow, a crowd must be many people, right? But when we talk about a crowd or a group, okay, or a herd of elephants, all these we consider them as one group or one team. So if it's one team, it's considered as singular. Okay. So if it's singular, this is plural, this is wrong. This is also a plural verb, right? This is a plural, simple present tense. Okay, gather. Gather is a present tense. Gathered is past tense, but gather is simple present tense and it is plural. Okay, we gather. We don't say she gathers. We don't say she gather. We say she gathers, right? So it's plural. Okay, so since, like I said, a crowd is singular, this is also plural. This is actually plural perfect. To be specific, this is plural past. Why is it past? Gathered. Perfect tense. Are gathering. Okay, are is also plural. Continuous tense. Continuous tense because there's ing. Okay, continuous tense. So in this, the only answer is B because B is actually singular. Okay, to be more specific, singular, past, perfect tense. Okay, you have your have, perfect tense. Actually, it's just perfect tense. Okay, singular perfect tense and plural perfect tense. Yeah, right? Okay, so I think this one, a few of you actually didn't manage to get it right. But that's because it's a common mistake lah. Just remember when it's a group, a team, a crowd, all these are considered one only because they are collectively grouped together. Okay. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3, irate means arguing. Someone said that. Yes, irate actually is an adjective, this one. Okay, irate is an adjective. The is an article. So article always comes either before an adjective or a noun. In this case, it comes before the adjective, then the noun. The customer is a noun. Irate is an adjective. The is an article. Okay, so irate is actually a word that describes someone who is very angry. Yeah, so that's irate. Okay, number 3. Her results are excellent. I believe she won a scholarship. I believe. So again, R suggests that it is present tense. Okay, I believe. Again, believe is present tense, right? I believe. Okay, wow, so many messages. I see. C. Okay, you just need to type once, okay? I see 17 messages because someone typed like 17 C's. Okay, the answer is C. Yes. Okay, will get, because will is a modal that suggests future, right? Will, future, hope. So I believe she will get. And remember, actually would is also modal. Both of these are modal, but this is actually past modal. This is present modal. Okay, Had got is actually past perfect, meaning you've already gotten it. Past perfect tense. It's past tense already. But this one is because you're believing. Since you're believing, you're looking into the future, right? Gets is actually simple present tense. But gets is usually for singular. She gets, he gets, it gets. Okay, simple present tense. Yeah. So this one is will get. She will get. Okay, I believe she will get in the future. Something to look forward to in the future. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, no, great. We'll move on to number 4. You will call me before you leave for office. This one is what we call question tag. Okay, this is question tag, which may appear also in your synthesis and transformation. Okay, question tag. When we have will, which is a positive, we will change this to a negative. So what is the negative of will? Will not, right? So will not. Somebody say that is A. Now we don't have will and will. You will call me. So the opposite of will is B, right? Some people say B. Very good. Won't you? Unless you change this to would. If you change this to would, then this one will become wouldn't you. Either you can say wouldn't you or would you not? Right? You would call me, would you not? Okay. But of course, usually when it comes to question tag, it's usually in a dialogue. When it's in a dialogue, when people are speaking, we usually use contraction. This is what we call a contraction. Wouldn't is a contraction of would not. Okay, would not is the full the full phrase here. But sometimes when we write in a dialogue, right, when we're speaking, we don't say would not. We say wouldn't. Okay, wouldn't you? Right? So the negative of will is actually won't. Won't you? Okay, of course, sometimes you can say will you not? Okay, but usually we write it again in contractions. So these two are what we call contractions. We contract them and make them even smaller, shorter in terms of the word. But usually you can only use them when you're writing a dialogue or when you're speaking, only in spoken language. Okay? So this one, the answer is B. Any questions? No? Everybody is okay? Yeah? Okay. Let's move on to question 5. Question 5, I think most of you are okay. These 3 are actually what we call your articles. Okay. Just a very quick going through of these. A and N are usually for general objects. Meaning it can be like a boy, a girl, an elephant, an aeroplane, general objects. But the only difference is that N is usually for your vowels. Oopsie. Okay, N is usually for your vowels. Okay, example, your A, E, I, O, U. Okay, but sometimes there are exceptions. So what do we mean by exceptions? Exceptions means there are cases whereby words do start with A, E, I, O, U, but we don't use N. For example, a uniform, a unicorn, okay, a union, right? Although they start with U, which is a vowel, but we don't use N. The reason is because of the words, how we pronounce them. Okay. Of course, there are also exceptions whereby we use N, but they are not a vowel. They don't start with a vowel. So for example, an hour, an honor, right? Okay, so an hour and honor, they don't start with a vowel, but we still use N because of the word, how they sound like, how the first syllable sound like. Okay, now then we have the. The is kind of different from a and N because We are referring to specific objects.